Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. I have my AR15 here, and as you can see, the handguard is plastic. And I want to be able to put a accessory on here, but you can see there's no Picatinny rail system up here, and those things tend to be kind of expensive. So I found a possible cheap solution. We'll try it out right after this. Basically walking through the gun store looking for some interesting things to review, and I came across this from ProMag. It's a handguard rail that can be attached to this very conventional plastic handguard. Now, before doing this, you need to keep in mind that we are mounting this to something plastic. It's not a whole aluminum system that can support a lot of weight. So I wouldn't recommend using this to, let's say, mount a forward grip and then expect to like lift the whole rifle with that, because you'll probably break your handguard. This, would be good for maybe to put a small light on there or something like that. But if you intend to put 50 pounds of gear using just wanting to mount all that stuff, this is not the solution. This is just for maybe a laser or a light or something like that. So this has been safety checked. We'll go ahead and do it one more time on camera to keep the safety sallies at bay. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we are clear. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and fire in a safe direction. There we go. Now, you could get one of those special bars that sort of go here and come around to push this ring down. I'm going to see if I can do that without the guard, because if not, then this video is not going to be done today. So let's see if I can do this without it. Well, I can see why they sell it, because these aren't easily these don't easily come off, do they? Huh. Let's see. Oh, I see. I'm pulling it the wrong way. Alright, there we go. We're almost there. Come on, you can come off. There's one. You gotta have a death grip on this thing. I would probably recommend that you get that bar unless you have a lot of strength in your fingers. Okay. Huh. Alright, so this was the top. I want to put this on the bottom one. I want to keep track of this. So I'm going to leave the top here. Here's the bottom. And we'll go ahead and set the AR aside. And let's take a look at the handguard. See this heat shield in there? Go ahead and get this out. That's all it is. ProMag, I paid about $20 for it. You could probably find it for half the price on the internet. I bought it at a gun store that marks things up pretty high. But I do like to support the local gun shops. So one of the tools we'll need is a flathead screwdriver, because that's what they give you here. Some flathead, I think they come off fairly easy enough. They give you a washer on each one of those. Okay, so we have those all there. And we'll figure out where to put this. Now obviously it's going to have to go somewhere up toward the front here, because this metal's here. So it looks like the way to do it would be to put it just like that. Now, since I'm doing this and learning while I'm doing this, one thing I notice is that this thing that says "do not remove," we might have to remove it, because if I, screw this down, you could see what it's going to do there. So I think I'm going to have to take it out and put these screws in, and then put it back. So we're going to have to go ahead and probably take this heat guard out. Alright, so we'll take that out for now. Well, I'm running into all kinds of problems, but it's good that you get to see it all. The first problem is that the washers that they provided are barely big enough for these holes. So I went ahead and got another washer. So what I'm going to have to do is basically take a screw, put their washer on it, and then I have a bigger washer, because I don't have a big washer with a small hole. And then go ahead and get these lined up. And then I could go ahead and put this on there. And I'll show you what that ends up looking like. It's not the ideal situation, but you know, if I had a washer with a smaller hole, I would just use those instead of try to use two, but you can see what I did there. Okay, and also when you're tightening these, don't go crazy. Keep in mind that this is plastic, and if you really torque this down really hard, it's probably going to break. So if you're worried that it's going to come loose, then maybe putting some Loctite on these screws is a good idea. But you know, this is a 556. You know, if this were a 308 or something like that, where it's really taking a pounding, I would really be worried. But I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this heat shield back in here. Attempt to put this heat shield back in here. What I'm going to have to do is line up the screws in here first, and then go ahead and work each side in here. So I will be right back once I get this all in. Okay, I went ahead and got screws all tightened up, and one thing you'll notice is I dorked up this here pretty good, just trying to get this tab back under the notch here in the handguard, because you know, once I got the screws in there and then put the handguard, or put the heat shield back in there, I had to get each individual side sort of pressed down to get these tabs into the plastic notches that they go into. Just so you can take a close look there how that is. So this side, especially this guy right here, was really hard, and you can see that I really had to do a lot to coax that back in there, but it's fine. I mean, it's not damaged or anything. It's still going to function as a heat shield fine, and it's not going to rub against nothing, so it's all good. Alright, now it's time to put the handguard back on, and again, it would be much easier if I had that tool. Much easier. So go ahead and get this under here. Also would have helped if I took the the strap off. It's just going to get in the way and be annoying. But we'll go ahead and get this all together here. Alright, so let's... Alright, well that wasn't too bad at all. Alright, make sure that's in there good. So let's go ahead and take a look. So now I can hang on a small light or laser or something like that right there. And of course this strap would have to move, obviously, because it would be right in front of it. Or, you know, if I do put a forward grip on here for whatever reason, or a tripod, you have to again be very careful. These handguards were not made to support any substantial weight or take any kind of large amount of torque, so just remember what it is. But again, it feels pretty comfortable. The only part where it doesn't feel bad is if you're in close quarters and you're moving quickly and you move your hand up the handguard to be able to have more control when moving quickly left and right. You know, you do feel it, obviously, but it's not bad at all. We'll go ahead and let you take one more close look at this. You barely know it's there. those of you who always like to keep track of my shirts here, this new one I picked up at Target, and basically we're defending our nuts today. Okay, that really brings us to the end of this video. Again, that was a ProMag AR15 M16 rifle and M4 carbine handguard aluminum rail by ProMag. I paid the high price of 20 bucks there. Again, you can find this a lot cheaper online. I would expect to find this probably somewhere between $10 and $15 if you look hard enough. Again, I was just supporting my local store, gun store, which you should do every now and then and just pay a little bit of extra. This way they are in business when you need them. This does come with a lifetime warranty. And ProMag does make a lot of good products, including good magazines. So, one other thing I wanted to throw in at the end. Someone on my last video, my questions and answers videos, which went pretty good, but let me tell you, it was pretty time consuming to do that, had asked if I did a review on the Bear Grylls Scout. And I swore that I did, and then I went back and looked at videos, and either it disappeared or I didn't do it, and I'm just losing my mind. So I am going to leave that here so I remember to review this here in the very near future as a constant reminder, and I'll go ahead and get that review out to you. So I'm very, very happy with all the responses and really good questions from that contest. You all should know the winner by now, and it was an outstanding question, and I want everyone to make sure that they are aware of this small arms treaty that our present administration is starting to take a lot of interest in, which is very bad. It's a good way of backdooring our gun rights. Basically, we would fall under the UN, and the UN doesn't want people, us little people, non-government people on the bottom of the food chain to have any kind of firearms. So, you know, some people might say, well, you need, that treaty has to pass the Congress and all this other stuff. You know what? A lot of things have gotten through Congress and the Senate that probably shouldn't have already. And it's hard to tell if it even would. So, it's just not worth it to just think that and just say it's never going to happen and let it go, and then it happens. So keep a close eye on it. Go ahead and support your local and national gun organizations that fight it. Or take a close look at the Second Amendment Foundation. I find them to be really good. I know a lot of people are disheartened by the NRA, even though they do a lot of good work, but if you're really looking for a more aggressive organization, the Second Amendment Foundation, SAF, is really, really good. Alan Gottlieb, really good person, fighting for our gun rights every day like you would not believe. So thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and you as always. And you have a great evening or a great weekend. See ya.